Hey, Justin.
Hey, Blayne, what's up?
Not much. Hey, guys. Welcome to this episode of the Penny Lane podcast, which I think we will name Hairgate.
Yeah.
Almost didn't happen. Now, here's a little story. Justin and I both had to go to the salon today. Mm-hmm. I decided to get a blowout. If you want to say in the comments, my hair looks nice, I will accept that. And Justin had to get a haircut. And as a responsible adult, I scheduled mine for 10:30 this morning. Justin scheduled his for 3:00 this afternoon.
Yeah.
And therefore, we only have a half-hour show for you. So hair's looking good. You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, I thought the schedule was supposed to be at 5. You know, things happen, and I can't lose my can't lose my hair lady. I can't lose my hair lady.
You know what, though? You just have to be prepared for the unexpected.
I know.
Now, is this the first time with you and this hair lady? Was this your first time?
This is I'm a repeat customer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's
okay.
Right.
All right. Cool. Look at all our MTA peeps. Oh, Scarlett Johansson's here.
Does not like my haircut. You know, we got a rogue hair, ScarJo Rabbit. It is. Yes, I did pay for it, and I'm going to go pay for another one in about 5 weeks. Thanks.
ScarJo Rabbit, I think, had some beef with me when I said that I was pro Disney, which good call out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So I have a couple of things for today. The first one is a bit of a inquisition for you. Are you ready?
Quiz.
A couple questions. Yeah. So do you trade daily?
Am I allowed to answer any of these questions with a question?
Sure. I mean,
okay. Sure. What do you consider daily?
Apparently, now last year I lost money trading, so I didn't have a big tax thing. But this year I'm hoping to have a massive tax bill. Obviously,
you want a tax problem.
Yeah. What I've heard is that to qualify as a day trader, you have to make several trades per day. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Hadn't dealt with it, but let's go with that for this argument. Let's call it 3 trades a day.
25 in a month or something. I don't know. Mitch, do you know what the number is? It is what it is. So in that case, no, I'm not currently a day trader. I have been a day trader. I'm currently not trading as what you'd qualify as a day trader. That's right.
Oh, okay. Antonio wants us to know he's back. Hi, Antonio. Good to see you. He only said hi to Justin.
Yeah. What's up, Antonio?
It is very frustrating to me. I have a lot of beef personally because I feel like people like my brother more than me. And on this show, I think that people like you more than me. And I'm in MTA every day putting in that work. People are like, especially Callum.
You just got a shout out right there. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Pity shout out, but sure.
We'll build you up.
Okay. All right. So you don't trade every day. Now, are you still doing the covered calls?
Yes, I am.
And how often still in Nokia?
Weeklies, yeah.
Don't know what that means.
I'm selling weekly. Yeah, I'm selling them on a weekly basis.
My cute other brother-in-law drew out a little chart for me to explain covered calls. Mm-hmm. And Antonio's he's building me up. Ooh, people like me. People like me. Anyway, I could explain the covered calls thing, and I eventually just had to be like, I get it.
We'll do a little, what is it? A WebEx, a screen share. Why don't we do a screen share one day?
You and I.
Yeah, just us. We don't have to air it to everybody.
Yeah, let's not. So
we could record it. We could record it and then show people exactly what we did, and they can laugh at us and say that's not how you do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I think that was my only question is, do you trade? Here we are talking twice a week on some kind of show, and we talk about Nokia. Mm-hmm. And I just have not gotten a check-in recently about if you trade.
Does it help if I'm mentally in the stock market every day? Like I'm watching charts, I'm watching stocks, I'm watching earnings, I'm watching I don't do as much charting as I should because I'm not actively trading every day. I'm taking the swinger's path.
Does your hairdresser know?
That's let's be honest. That's it's a tough conversation on the home front.
Yeah. Okay. Let me answer that question with a question. Do you think that counts?
Well, certainly not as being a day trader, no. But I think it's a, what's the label? How can I label myself? Everybody needs a label, right? Don't we live in that kind of world? I need a label, which is an informal analyst. How about that? A dumb analyst. Is that fine?
That works. Timothy, thank you for asking. I would like to say that I don't think there's ever been a show in the history of shows that could possibly be more for beginners. So welcome. Yeah. Hope you come back every week.
I hope he did not join the conversation right in the middle of covered calls.
Yeah, it's like French that we don't talk about covered calls.
Got it.
Okay, I have two topics for us. One is I wanted to look at two charts from today. And the second one was to talk about our new episode. So,
and then is it overkill if we talk about Robinhood after that?
Oh, because their earnings call is coming up after this. You could just.
Well, the numbers were out.
Justin Label is a YouTuber. Okay, I don't know.
I'm not on YouTube, but that's not me. Whoever that is.
Well, you are on YouTube. We launched our YouTube channel last week. That's more on my side of the pod.
That's the Penny Lane pod together. I myself am certainly not a YouTuber. Might be a TikToker. All right.
Okay. So do you want to do charts or do you want to do charts? First, I want to look at the ALF chart. Why? Because I had a really good trade on it yesterday. This is now the second time that I've told you about how good my trade was. And now I want all of you people who are watching to also think I'm good at trading. Before
Mitch brings that up, did you see a hammer candy on this one?
Oh gosh. My eyes are trained now to only see hammer candies. I don't know if I've missed one in the entire market in the last month. Yesterday I bought ALF because they put out a PR around noon. And as you know, because we've discussed on this show before, ALF loves to run. Like the personality of that ticker is it has like a history of running. And I think it's gotten kind of cultish. Now, my view is that it's cultish because it's named after the alien. Like, you know how I have that belief that if tickers are easy to remember, then they can become cultish.
Got it. Or easily misspelled. Sure.
So I think that I believe that's why it ran. And then, we're in the August market and historically our August is a real hard month to trade. So yesterday was just sort of a dead day. And then ALF came out with this PR and I immediately bought it because the ticker likes to run. It's a PR in the middle of a dead day. And it did run. And I just
Right at noon.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it continued today. And I know my MTA people have been on ALF all day, a little bit in the opening and then more over in the second half of the day. AC, really good call on that. So anyway.
AC hammers on ALF?
Yeah.
Nice. This is a big reversal here. Also, look at all that spike in volume. There's 15 million on average, 19 million today with $157 million market cap. Although that has almost doubled. Well, it's gone up 30%. Yeah. Wow. You guys really did some damage here, huh?
I tried to trade ALF at the open and it didn't go well. I didn't lose a lot of money. I lost a little bit of money, but I don't know if we talked on this show or the podcast about these rules that I'm holding myself to. So I couldn't trade it this afternoon because I traded it this morning and that. Oh, look, AC's telling us what he saw.
There's a VWAP set up. What are we just way?
Whoa, I call that VWAP.
Yeah, it could be VWAP. I like to pronounce things like I'm from Alabama. So it's VWAP.
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 Interesting. I didn't know you said that. I didn't know how to say it. That's just how it's in my head.
Maybe we should do a podcast based on how to say things.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Okay. Anyway, I just want to brag on my trade. So sorry. Yeah, I'm happy to show.
So I have a question.
Tell me.
You like to say, I like to trade and make money?
We don't roll tide. No.
Oh, I'm not from wop, wop, wop. I'm not from Alabama.
I'm a Dogs fan. So I don't actually like the Tide very much. You guys.
Jeez, that is quite the day there. So I have a question, not about the technicals. You say, I like to trade and make money with my friends.
That's my favorite thing.
That is your favorite thing. A lot of people in the Discord were they on this? Like a lot of people. Like I'm saying, was this like hey, we're all kind of looking at this, we're going to go in? Or were you alone in making money?
Immediately on the news. Like so they say like screen time is important or whatever. And I've seen that before. Dead day, big PR, cult ticker. So I didn't like need to go in with anybody else. I was just like, I got it. So,
okay. So is it noon?
AC, you're, wait, you say WAPT, VWAP. Interesting. Could you type in the chat? There was the chart, apparently. Something was really good about the chart prior to this PR. I didn't trade that. But can you zoom out a little for us, Mitch?
To the 1 day.
No. To like the monthly. Whatever. I might have lost it here.
There's a weekly.
All right.
It's a wedge. It was always a wedge. Then it popped out of it. It has to be. I mean.
So do you think that the ALF people meant to release the PR then? Probably, right?
At noon? Is that a big time for a news dump for ALF? It's such a small market cap. I don't know. That's very unpredictable. No?
Speaking of what does WAP mean in this Sam, we're talking about VWAP or VWAP. Volume weighted average price. Is that right? Nice. Speaking of midday PRs, I want to look at WKEY, which Mitch and I just discovered. I always think of that as like whiskey, and he said W key. It's interesting how people say stuff. But could we look at that chart today, Mitch?
Someone has to answer the question for Sam. Also, roll tide. Roll tide is definitely not for trading. That is about the University of Alabama.
Right.
Nothing about trading. I just feel like we owe it to Sam to answer that question.
I just answered it, Justin. That when I said WAP is VWAP, which is volume weighted average price. I just said that.
But I said roll tide is about the University of Alabama. He has two questions.
Oh, didn't read the first one.
Oh, man of the people. Man of the people.
I felt feisty on that one.
I know.
All right. So WKUI was really, I don't know anything about the company. I couldn't tell you anything about anything other than during NFT time, this company was releasing PRs at noon 3 to 4 days a week. And Amanda C. from Atlas put out a tweet that was like, every single day at 11:55, I'm going to buy WKUI. If they release the press release, then I'll sell. And if they don't, then at 12:01, I'm going to sell. And I was like, oh, that's really like an interesting way to learn the personality of a stock. It's not something that I'd ever thought of before. And then today at noon, they did release that PR and you can see what happened. And I don't even really have a question other than like, why don't I trade like that? Why can't I just figure out something that is that freaking simple and then do it? And I don't know how often they're doing these PRs anymore. But like, you know, with the stock market, you can spend all this time being like knowing all this stuff. I'm sorry, don't know.
Technical stuff.
I don't know what the cussing policy is here. So maybe good. But you can learn all of this stuff. Yep. Or just buy a ticker at 11:55 and maybe it'll run. And sometimes I get like frustrated when things are that simple. But that's cool. So
it doesn't leave you a lot of room to like change your plan, right? It's like very, I gotta work. It's very binary. But here's the question.
Yeah.
So this is a 125 million market cap. I mean, is this only, are they only looking at something that is of a very small market cap because on that PR, a small amount of shares traded is going to spike the price, right? Is that the theory behind it? Do you know? Or are they doing this on, I don't care if it's a blue chip stock. I like the PR game.
I think the former.
The former?
Mm-hmm.
Is that just because I explained the former better than the latter?
No, because all the PRs are shitty.
Because they're all what? They're bad?
They're all shitty. Yeah, it's like we're in the NFT.
Got it.
Like the PRs don't mean anything.
So that's just like people hoping that Elon Musk will just use the term Dogecoin in like an earnings call.
Sure.
Got it. All right. So Wise Key International Holding, which by the way, although it's very small, it's on the Benzinga site. I'm looking at it right now. It's got all the information and I can see the spike.
Nice plug.
Love that plug. And it's the same thing, did a massive spike March 23rd. Yeah, very interesting. Also, this stock was at $20. It's now at $6.27, so not good.
No. I think this is actually a really beautiful segue into this week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, Justin and I interviewed Jake from Trendspider, who also has a show here on Benzinga. And
have to plug that.
Yes, we are going to plug it. But the transition I'm going to make here is that my dog just put his tennis ball under this piece of furniture, and he's about to lose his mind. So
got it.
Hopefully he'll forget, but I know he won't. What was I saying? Oh, Jake from Trendspider. He told us that his mentor was like very, very big on not buying a stock in a downtrend.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And sometimes Jake would be like, well, I like it for X, Y, Z reasons. And then his mentor would be like, but it's in a downtrend. Same with WKUI.
Yep.
It's in a big downtrend. So.
Well, do you want to take that a step further? Because this is a small market cap. This is a small market cap stock. And we talked a lot about the ability to easily move those small market cap stocks, right?
And there's the transition. God,
Boom.
Mine was so cumbersome. I was going so hard to connect always get me with the train. Stop.
That's a yin and a yang. That's a ham and an egg. You know, you ham and egg it, you yin and yang it. I got it. Don't worry.
That's why we're partners here on the show.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So Jake, on our podcast, since we're new and I'm also someone who's like a people pleaser, I think we've been very hesitant to discuss front loading or any kind of pumping, which, as you know, if you are in the stock market right now, that's a really hot button item. And yesterday we were talking through Jake's story, and he really confronted that head on and told us about his history of how he began to realize that he could move the market with social media, and then sort of like his thoughts going through that and how what he did based on that realization. And Justin and I both stopped the interview in the middle, and we were like, this is a very good interview. So if you guys don't listen to the Penny Lane podcast, you might want to start tomorrow because it's a good episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great summary. I thought it was really interesting conversation and really important. And he's got like real world, real dollar amount experience seeing stocks be easily moved because they're small market, and he's using the power of social media to do it. And it's inadvertent, right? And you realize that. So it's pretty wild to think about. I've never even considered that that's a possibility. So I think it's cool.
You know what? I feel like, we talk a lot about how the market, like is such a mental test and a test of like your values and who you are as a person.
Greedy.
Yeah, I think it would be really hard, Justin. What if you had 200,000 Twitter followers and all you had to do was tweet a stock and you could move it? Like, to turn that down.
Yeah, there is a downside to it, though, for him that could hit him, right, and the other people, which is if he's got people accumulating such large positions and they get out of them, him and everyone else is, as we like to say in the biz, stuck holding the bag. So it works both ways.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it just is always, there are those things in life. Like, what would you do if? And I think that would be a real test of character. So kudos to Jake for how he handled it. And kudos to all of you for listening to the episode. That was a pre-kudos.
Yeah. Also, that guy does not need two people on a podcast. He just needs, he just needs a microphone.
Right. You and I need each other.
Yes.
Right. The yin and the yang. He obviously can just do his show by himself. He doesn't need another person. So we're releasing the shows now on YouTube. And here's my interpretation. It's not interpretation of what me and Justin do on the YouTube. Impression. That's my impression. We did a lot of this.
Yeah. Yep. He's great. So so we do have to talk a little bit about Robinhood, the hood. Yeah, we have to. Why do we have to?
Do I like Robinhood? Honest to God, I'm kind of neutral on it. I know everyone hates it, but hood is a hell of a ticker.
Well, the question is, does everyone actually hate it? Because earnings, pretty good. Very good.
Cool to say you hate it, and then there's the like, oh, you trade on Robinhood. Like,
there you go. You may be on something.
You know, I do all my options trades on Robinhood.
See, and then I think there's a lot of people that may want to throw darts at you for that, and then they post $525 million in trading revenue. I haven't looked at it yet. And where are we right now after hours?
And then, Mitch, the earnings call starts in 6 minutes. Is that right? Or what starts in 6 minutes?
Yeah, the earning call will be on in 6 minutes. You won't even have to go anywhere. You could stay right here on Benzinga. We're gonna go ahead and get it on.
If I were you guys.
This is the reason why, Justin, you had to adapt, get that earlier haircut.
I got it, man.
Get to here because at the end of the day, Hood will be out and there'll be a lot of people watching.
Justin, I have to ask you a question. Gun to your head, you have to tell me the God's honest truth.
Yes.
If you were in Hood right now, would you hold through earnings?
Well, they're already out, but yes, in theory, I would, because I would have thought. I mean, yeah, they made $565 million versus $244 million in the same period last year. I would have said yes, because I think God's honest truth is nobody took all of their money and left. And also, a lot of people just left their $300 in Robinhood and then still decided to trade some shares of God knows what, like Nokia. So I would have said yes.
Do you just not believe me about holding through earnings, or you're just so hard-headed you're going to do it anyway?
Well, it's interesting. No, because there's sometimes, I don't know, like right now, like Lowe's, if you held through earnings, you would have made what, 8% holding through earnings. And then Home Depot had earnings that did not look nearly as good. Same store sales month or quarter over quarter went down, but revenue was up, and their stock dropped yesterday, right?
Question: did your wife hold through earnings?
She has to.
I know. Okay.
Right? Do you see that? So two different scenarios, and I mean, you can't predict it. I don't know. I like earnings because if you're in this position too large, you shouldn't do it. But it's nice to, I don't know, if you really believe in the company, it's not just a trade, then yeah, you should hold through it. I think it's kind of hard not to believe in Robinhood. No, I don't know what anyone thinks. Antonio Miller says he'd hold. He believes in Robinhood.
Antonio, good for you, man.
Are you out? But you still use Robinhood, Blayne. You just said so.
I know, and I try to keep that locked up because I want people to think I'm serious. But I'm
serious and you're cool. But the fundamental number one trading rule is invest in what you use. So you should have held through earnings.
Do you think Robinhood's kind of hood? Like it's kind of like
I'm going to say that I don't know what that means. So
like if you use the term hood in like a cool kind of way,
yeah,
it is.
Right. Yeah. I also
right.
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot stick. Mitch,
it's best not to.
Yeah.
Now
Mitch,
that I'm rethinking it.
So let's keep everybody here at 5 p.m. What's the deal? We're gonna live stream the whole call. You just listen right in.
Yeah, this will actually just redirect right to the stream, the next stream that will be the Hood earnings call. So definitely stay tuned, guys, and we'll be wrapping up here. But check out the Penny Lane podcast tomorrow. You guys heard from it first. I mean, Jake, that story, you want to hear a little bit more about that. So definitely tune in tomorrow. We'll make sure that we also add the link to that in the description. And you can always find it at Penny Lane Pod on the Twitter at the top there. You see it. Definitely add that if you guys don't have it so you guys can get all the updates for the podcast.
Thanks, Mitch. I'm sorry we started a hood debate.
These comments, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know. I think sometimes I say things that I think are funny, but actually are really inappropriate. And that's just a flaw in my character.
They're all talking about Robinhood.
It's okay. We get on the fine line here on the Penny Lane meets Wall Street. It's fine. It's fine, but it's fine.
Trust tree.
Oh, God.
I would like to put the disclaimer out that any of the opinions and expressions here within of myself are just not Blayne's. Good?
We're in this together, Justin.
All right. We'll see you next week.
All right. Love you guys.
Thanks,
see
Mitch.
you today.